Interesting game,
Obviously not.
Because you stoned them, you stopped their run game. So talk about this game. How did it go for you today?
Well, we thought going into the game that the strength of their team was obviously the quarterback and the receivers. So that's been the strength of their team. They've been able to throw. I thought, when you look at Platt, Hurd, and Mims, they got three guys that are tough matchups, and I thought we contained them pretty well the first half, and it just got into a wide open game in the second half. They, the one drive, I thought they ran the ball on us on that one drive, and that was a little frustrating. But they got some talented guys on offense, and Brewer's, he's a heck of a player. I thought our pressure was good all day. I thought we missed a lot of wide open sacks. But overall the pressure was good. Coverage was good for most of the night. There's a couple third downs I thought we broke down, but overall I thought our guys competed well, and it was a typical Big 12 game, another 100 snaps, and they kept throwing it and throwing it. They didn't want to leave, I guess. They must like it here in Norman. So, and I said, we're going to keep blitzing then. You want to keep throwing it? We're going to keep coming after you. So I thought that was a little different there at the end and on a fourth down, but so be it.
It seems like Trey Brown, for those of us that kind of watched him even in high school, he has a special burst. It seems like we kind of saw that tonight with some of the plays he was making on the ball.
Trey made some, got his hands on some balls, some deep balls, and that was that's what he can do. He shows up in games and plays well and makes plays. So we have to continue to get him snaps, and I believe he has as good as he is. I believe he can be a really great player. He needs to continue to really work at the game, study it, understand it, and not just rely. He's got great talent and great speed. He's got recovery speed that a lot of guys don't have. So I think he has a pretty limitless upside.
How happy were you the fact that you had to play with so many different guys, and yet you seem to get results from just about every new guy that came in the game?
You just keep playing guys. I mean, they all practice. The guys that are there, they know what the game plan is. I think it's good that we get to play a lot of guys. It keeps them engaged. That's always a positive thing. The more guys you can play in games, the better it is. And we were down some guys today, but again, the guys that were there, I thought, really, fought hard again today.
Man, how big was Ronnie Perkins as being one of those guys to rush the passer?
Well, Kenneth is, he's one of our, steadying forces in there. Kenneth is a very reliable player. He kind of holds down the fort for us. But it's good to see Ronnie come in and play such a big role in the game, and to see him continue to evolve. And it just builds depth in your team, and that's what we got to continue to do is build some depth all the way across the board. So it's good to see Caleb came in and really was a factor in the game. You see his explosiveness. Thought he played. You could see he's starting to feel comfortable in there. So that was good to see as well.
What did you not like about today? When you see today, what did you not like?
A couple third down coverages I thought were bad on the third, and there was a couple. We were in a two-man situation. I thought we should have been under and over. A couple routes, a couple of the passing routes, giving up a couple. Our leverage wasn't good. A couple of passes. I think it was either third or late or maybe early fourth quarter. They drove it down there. On us after we went up by, 23 or 24, something like that. So, but besides that, I thought our pressure was really good all day. They did what we thought they would do. I think we just got to continue to keep tackling, keep improving, getting pressure on the quarterback. And, again, there's a lot of positives to build off of. I mean, they threw it 60 for, 400. We threw it for 20 for 400. So you have to balance all that out. That's kind of how how it was today. They got 4.8 a play. We got 12 points a game. So it is what it is. You got to keep keep fighting to improve. You got to get stops in critical situations, and you got to be able to make plays in critical situations. I thought we had a chance to get off the field a couple times and didn't, and that's, that leads to more snaps. We literally played maybe 110 snaps. That they ain't all official, but we had to play 110 of them throughout the course of that game.
You talked about the pressure, and you got to the quarterback today. Pretty much you haven't done that all year except with Iowa State when they max protected so much. Is it that –
That's not true.
Well,
we sacked the quarterback every time he went back to pass in the UCLA game.
I'm just talking about a conversation.
And same with the FAU. They wouldn't even throw it on third down. Right? Right, and Army didn't. The ones they did throw, we did sack them every time. So that's not that's not even close to being fair. If you really look at the third down pressures that we've been able to get on.
I'm not saying you're not. I just said it was Iowa State that max protected a lot.
Yeah, and they tried to do it here, and we still got to them. The first 2 or 3, if you watch, they kept the tight end in the game and tried to max protect, and we still got to them. So,
well, what I'm asking is you just have a group of guys that are, have a talent for getting to the quarterback, or?
No, you got a scheme. We weren't expecting the max, the 11 personnel. They'd shown 95% of the game has been out of 10 or 4 wides. But you just got to adjust. Everything we do, adjust to 10 or 11 personnel. And you just have to adjust, according to what they, how they line up.
Mike, with so many guys out and with so many guys rotating in, what do you think about being able to keep up that pass rush? Because I imagine that's something where you build up a rhythm throughout the game.
Well, we played so many snaps. We went through 3 or 4 different fronts. We went through this front, then we went through that front, then we went to another front. So we went through probably 4 different fronts. Getting pressure in all of them, try to have different packages out of each front.
Mike, from the defensive coach's standpoint, your perspective on Kyler Murray and how utterly frustrating that must be to try to corral him.
He just makes it look easy. That's it's so fascinating to watch him, and there's such a calmness to his game, and just is always under control, and it's kind of how he is. And Baker did it that way. He does it a different way. It's just different, but they're both extremely effective. Again, his ability to throw the ball in tight windows and get it there fast and is tremendously accurate. So, again, I think he had a couple drops in there, but really, from my watching it, it's amazing to watch him.
You feel like this was a good day for your defense? Because, the yards seem to be...
Hey, there ain't many good days coaching defense in this league, Kerry. So, you kind of...
be happy to get past, those 16 and 19 play drives you were messing with last
week. It was good. It's just the world we live in. It's absurd, but that's the absurdity that we live in week in and week out. Every coach in this league has to deal with it. You deal with it the best way you can. You try to put your players in position to deal with it, and they're gonna come after you. It ain't gonna stop. So you got to just keep pushing forward and keep improving. And that's what this team. This is a good group to work with. We continue to improve. I thought we had a great week of practice, and we're going to need another one next week. So, you just got to take the challenges one by one, take them as they come. This will be an important week for us, obviously.
In the third quarter, they have these 2 touchdown drives, and as a spectator, you can sort of begin to see maybe the game's just going to be, like this, both teams going up and down the field. But it doesn't happen because you guys come back, play very good defense the rest of the game. What sort of happened to turn that around?
You got to, again, I thought we had chances to get off the field. You got to make plays. There's, guys in space a lot. I thought we just missed a bunch of plays. And they made them in the third quarter, and that's how these games go. And there's going to be ups and downs throughout the course of games, and you just gotta stay in it. It got a little frustrating there in the third quarter, but we were able to get it corralled, get some sacks in the fourth quarter, and put them behind the chains and come up with some plays.
Mike, I heard you earlier. You said you liked your coverage for the most part today.
I think so, overall. I thought we made him hold the ball on a lot of possessions early. I thought he got in rhythm. A big part of the drive, the drive before half, got a little bit more in rhythm. And then the third quarter, he was able to run the ball a little bit. They were throwing the run-pass options off the run game. And then, he started making some plays, I thought, in the third quarter.
When I'm asking that, your coverage is pretty good. Pass rush was great. You did a good job against the run, and yet they scored a bunch of points and had a lot of yards. Is that, when you say that's the world we live in?
That's the world we live in. I guess, I don't know what to tell you, Barry. I mean, that's how it goes. Got to give them credit. I think they have some talented offensive players, and I think their quarterback was good. Thought he got out of some trouble, and that hurt us a couple times. We had him. I think we had 2 or 3 guys unevaded to the quarterback and couldn't get them. So those are big plays, and those keep drives alive for them. So, and that's probably the biggest disappointment. We couldn't. We needed to get. I thought. We didn't get the stops we needed through the third quarter.
Is there something this week you saw in practice and you're just like, we need to get Caleb some more work?
We've always worked him. It just, we've been taking this thing week to week. So, Caleb has worked hard. Thought he, practiced really well this week too. So he was engaged and ready to go and prepared. So that was good to see. So certainly. Well, we take it week to week. We gotta play the season that we're in right now, and we're in we just got to keep winning, and we need all the good players we can get. That's for sure.
Keep it going 2 more.
Trey Brown, Mike, obviously he can make plays on the ball, but in regard to his development as a coverage guy and an assignments guy, where is Trey now?
Well, his ability to close on the football, that's the one thing Trey does. If he does get himself in a bad situation, he can close. He got catch-up speed. There's not a lot of people that can get out of a bad situation and put themselves in a good situation. Trey has that ability. And, if he needs to continue to work on his game, he could be as good as, he wants to be. We got to keep pushing him to be a complete player. And he's worked hard. So, I think his ceiling is pretty unlimited.
You excited Texas week is finally here?
Absolutely. It's always fun, and, it's the biggest, it's what I think you come to Oklahoma for, to play in this game. And, our players, it's they're playing obviously a lot better. So, it's going to be a great challenge.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay. Thanks, guys.